Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome to the acronym MSOON, Making Something Out of Nothing. This is the class all about upcycling, recycling products or things, found objects that we would normally throw away that we can turn into a beautiful art piece, product, or treasure. So lately we've been painting on cardboard, and I'm going to work on several pieces today due to the fact of drying time. So I have to let pieces dry in between time. So I'm just going to work on a couple of things, showing you a few techniques. And I hope you all have been painting on cardboard. If you have any questions or suggestions while I am working, please feel free to speak up. So last week, we had a circle that was white, and I know Miss Betty had Melody painting with us, so I would love to see any of your finished pieces or unfinished pieces that you have today that you would like to share. And so I'm giving you some suggestions as how to move forward with creating something beautiful or a finished product for the pieces that we've already done. And so last week we were painting some abstract pieces. All right. So I did have this board right here, and I had two purple ones. However, last week we said we did this piece with the different sections, and I decided to just go ahead and pull the tape off in class where everyone could see at the same time. And so after you paint your piece, all you're gonna do is kind of just pull that tape off gently, because being that the tape might be a little bit on there pretty stiff, you want to be careful being that you're pulling it from paper, which is actually the cardboard. So just take your time. And I'm going to try to do that as quick as possible. And that's why I folded a few pieces on the back so that I would have something, a reference to pull from. And so where some of the pieces overlap, I'm just going to go ahead and break that there so I can get a full strip to come off. Same thing, break that there, and just take your time. So as you are making these abstract pieces, it may be something that you already feel as though you love just as it is. If you want to take it a step further, if you feel like it needs something else to become more of a finished piece, then do that as well.
Kim,
so yes, ma'am.
I have a question. What could we use other materials on our background? For example, I have some raffia that's really pretty. Could I paste that on there?
You can use anything you like.
Okay.
So, I'm just giving you basic
Gotcha.
projects to do, and you can take it a step further by, being creative and actually just showing us what you came up with, because you might inspire us or give us some ideas. Yeah, feel free to do that and come back and show us what you got.
Okay.
So far I have one more piece of tape right here on the back. And I'm pulling that from the front. And so that's how that piece pretty much looks. However, I am able to do something more abstract with it. I just got an idea that I could make some letters and numbers out of it. I see a number 4 here. I see the letter A here, or I could just do something much more creative and different. So we're going to continue on this piece another time.
Nice.
I just
Came out
wanted to,
nice.
yes, hi. Did someone say something?
I said it came out nice.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so although you might like to keep your piece just like that and frame it, you can feel free because it's very beautiful and decorative and finished with the lines and everything. However, I might still do something on that. All right. So what I want to show you is quickly, I have a few copies of just some random silhouettes that I picked out from online.
Beautiful.
And then I have these are probably like some Maasai warriors or Maasai tribe people standing in the plains or something. And this is probably some African dancers. And so I'm going to use those silhouettes to actually create my image, something very simple and quick. And so what I want to do is, firstly, I cut out a few of the silhouettes. And I'm going to use some glue stick, which I'm only using a little bit in certain areas so I can pull it up. I have two men and a woman, and so I'm going to put the woman in the center. And
Yay!
I'm just going to glue down lightly some of the, especially some of the more delicate areas. But as you can see, I did not rub glue on the entire piece. And I'm going to find the best way that I like this piece to be turned. I think I like it just like that. And so what I'm going to do is sit her like directly in the center. And once again, it only has to be down lightly. And so I have her directly in the center. And I left a portion at the bottom for, I guess, the ground for the earth level. As you can see, I'm applying a little bit more glue to my next silhouette. And I'm going to put him right beside this young lady. However, he appears to be a little smaller. So I guess that'll make him look like he's behind her. And then I have my third man. I could have put this man on this side, but I want this particular figure that I have turned toward the lady or the woman. A little bit too much glue right there. So I'm evening or leveling that particular brother, gentleman out and gently placing it down. And when I was cutting it, it was so detailed that I actually took his foot off. So I'm gonna glue that foot back on.
That's a terrible thing to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Cut
All right.
somebody's foot off.
So his foot is back on.
Yay!
And that's how that looks. However, this is gonna be coming off. I just wanna go ahead with my next piece because I am multi-prepping. And I have this elephant here. I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue stick around the edges. If anything at all, if it gets stuck, which I doubt, I can use something to pry it up. And so I'm not going in the center of my circle. I'm kind of like going a third down, leaving a little bit of ground area, a third of the way down. I want to make sure the bottom is straight, which would tell me that the elephant is straight up and down. And then I want to, actually, I have to move this elephant over just a bit, and you see how easy that was to peel up. All right, so my next piece is this tree right here with the elephant beneath it. And we're gonna put that down. Sorry, I want to move this over just a little bit more. All the way over to the left side. And so, like I said, that glue stick was really light. It's already stopped sticking. So I have to add a little bit more. And, you know, just don't press down that hard. All right. So that's that. And I'm adding the next size elephant with the tree, the African tree. Directly across, making sure to kind of line it up on the bottom. And I hope you all can see that. All right, and then I have one more elephant, which is like a baby right here. I'm gonna put that small baby elephant in the center. You can draw images and make your own silhouette. You can print out some copies, whatever it takes for you to get what you need. All right, so that's how that piece looks. What I'm going to do is take, and I want to show you, I already glued down this piece as well. Sorry. All right, so the first thing I want to do is take my, I'll take my dancers, oh no, I'll take the elephant first. And I'm going to make a large circle here, but what I'm going to do instead is basically, let's see if I can find another circle. All right, perfect. Sorry, young people, I needed a larger circle. And I think this looks perfect. And what I'm going to do is move that to the center of the paper so that when I'm ready to clean that paper up, it'll be centered easily. And I'm just gonna take a few colors. Like, I want to take white. I have primary blue. I have ultramarine blue. And I have purple. And I have fluorescent violet. And I have fluorescent magenta. And so what I'm going to do is give this paint a little spray just to mix some water with it. And I want to take some paper. One second. I need a sheet of paper. So what I'm gonna use is one of these copies that I have, and just make sure that the paper, I'm able to fit it over this entire circle, which pretty much I am. Firstly, what I'm going to do is draw a circle on this of the actual circle that I'm going to use. I'm drawing a circle on this page. And I'm going to go into the center of it, like so. Just cut that out. So I was about to go a step ahead, and I realized that I could do this step first, which would make it much more simpler. And you'll see why. So I'm cutting this circle out. And I hope we have a chance to get to at least one more of the silhouettes today. However, I'm going to place this paper template or stencil right back here, covering the board as much as I can, and where I can't cover it, I'm going to get another piece of paper. Just cover that up. All right, that looks good. So right now, all I want to do is I'm going to take my white paint, mix it up really well with a fan brush. You can use a toothbrush, fan brush, whatever you like. And I'm just going to kind of use the brush and hit my hand, making spots all over this circular area. Be careful as not to do it so much so that paint won't get everywhere. And I also want to use a little bit of yellow. Need some water for that. So I want way more spots than that. So I'm just going to keep on. For the paint to be able to move more freely and flowing and liquidy, that's why I'm adding the water, so I don't have to hit this brush too much and splash paint everywhere. All right, I want a bit more white. Even if you have big spots or not, just make sure to make it look as even as possible. All right, that looks good. You can kind of see the damage of a few little spots everywhere. I might have a few on that wall as well. So you want to do this kind of in the area with some newspaper, a big plastic bag, whatever you can to where you won't have that much mess. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right. So am I happy with that? I think I want to experiment with a little bit of this spray paint. doesn't look like it's working. The actual can is not spraying. It's okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to, I think I'm gonna get a little bit more white and go around my edges. I want a little bit more white around those edges. So I'm just gonna hit this over the trash can a couple of times just to get some of the big drips off. Yep. And now I'm just gonna go around the edge. And from there, what I want to do is gently take this paper up, my stencil, and I'm going to throw it away. And I'm going to sit this bowl over here. And now I'm going to use my other colors. I want to basically use all the colors on the top side. So I'm going to turn it over. And on the bottom, I'm going to make it look like grass or something to that nature. And so I'm going to use my dark color first, which is my blue. Keeping that this particular piece on top of here. I can go down into the earth area some, but I don't want to go down there too much. Now I'm taking the purple. And the reason why, you have to make sure to mix this up really well. You saw me spray water, but I never actually mixed it up. So just be careful, young people. This is somewhat messy. All right, now I'm taking my light blue. If I want, I can mix a little white with that, just to make it a little lighter than the other blue that I have. If it's too thick, you feel like it's not gonna move, mix some more water with it. I really wanted the texture in my background sky to really be like stars, a lot of stars. However, it still can be really full, filled out. All right, so I'm gonna rinse my brush so that the dark color of the blue does not mix with my pinks too much.
Kim, I wanted to ask, am I the only one keep losing connection?
Yes, ma'am, probably.
Is it? Okay.
So,
No
and
one
then,
else.
sometimes I'm moving away from the mic, Miss Etheria, so my voice goes out sometimes, so sorry about that.
No, it's actually leaving the class and coming back.
Okay. So now I'm using this magenta and I'm going to use my light pink last.
Please report to the fitness center. Housekeeping, please report to the fitness center. Thank you.
I think I need a little bit more of that magenta on that side. And my last color is going to be that light pink. However, I still want to clean my brush again. Since that's such a light color, I want to keep the essence of the color rather than it mixing with those other darker colors. And so that's a little thick, mixing just a little bit of water with it. This is my last color for the sky. All right, and so now what I want to do is gently turn this piece around. I'll let you see the top as soon as I get some paper towel. I want to dry my hands. So far, I don't know if you can see that really well. This is how the top looks. However, I'm going to, you'll be able to see it. So let me just go ahead and finish the. All right. So I'm just gonna get a whole new palette. I was gonna get a whole new palette, but I saw this piece of scrap paper. What I'm going to do is take some brown and some green. And I already have that yellow mixed with the white on the actual palette. That's my brown, as you can see. And I'm using burnt sienna, and this is my green. It doesn't matter what shades of colors you use, as long as you blend in to make them look right. And I want to sit this on top of something so that I'm able to keep that newspaper for right now. All right, so I'm just using a bat. All right, I'm spraying the water here. Watering it down, as you can see. And I'm just going to mix my brown and do the same thing to the bottom of the cardboard piece. And be careful using moisture on cardboard because it will fray, warp. It'll get all swole up on you, so just be careful. All right. So now I'm doing the bottom with this brown really quickly. Going up towards the elephant's legs and everything. And I want to make sure my spot edge is even. And before all this stuff dries, you know, it's acrylic paint, I can easily just wash it. All right, so now I want to clean my brush. And if you don't want to take so many applications or times to clean your brush, you're more than welcome to use several brushes. All right, now I'm using my green, watering it down. And I'm gonna use that same green to make a little bit lighter green. And I'm gonna use this fan to make some grass strokes. And I'm not going all the way to the bottom with the green. I'm just staying kind of like in the center up towards the elephant's legs. And now I'm gonna take this white, yellow over here that I mixed to make a lighter green. As you can see. Water that down just a bit so that I can get some good spots off of it. Releasing up some of the paint there first. And what I'm gonna do, since I picked most of this off, is just kind of brush up like so to make a few grass strokes. Okay, I think that's good. And so just for this piece right now, I'm gonna get some paper to transfer it over. All right. So if there's anything that you want to do when you so-called tell yourself you finished, feel free to do that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is gently pick this up and quickly rinse it off. And this is something that I use in the pottery class. I used it because I knew I could quickly just clean it off. We use it as a mold. And so I'm just putting that back to the side. And as you can see, this is what I basically have. However, there is a little bit of drying time. If you remember, the particular board was black to begin with. So although we have spots all over our African tree and our elephants, once you pick that up, the black beneath there would have been, would have kept its shape. And so therefore you'll have a silhouette of the elephants and the tree. And the reason why I want to wait for that to dry some as well is because since the elephants are wet somewhat, you don't want the paper to get all messy and muddled up beneath there. And what I can do is now, since I have my moon coming into my grass, I can go ahead and take my green and just make that grass line a little bit more even across. And so I have to keep getting my green color so that it doesn't mix with the white too much. And as you can see, I'm pressing that out a little bit, adding just a little bit of white so that it can blend right with the color that I already have from the center, mixing with that moon a bit. Just taking the white out to the sides a bit. Just bringing a couple of traces of brown, which is earth up into the grass. And I'm very excited to see what that's gonna look like when it completely dries. However, now it's time to move that. And I do have a little bit more time to go to the next piece, I guess. Yeah. All right. So I'm gently picking it up before it gets stuck to the newspaper and transferring that to another piece of paper for drying time. All right. So now I'm going straight into my other piece. However, I do want to clean up a bit. So I'm gonna wash this off quickly. Just be patient with me. I'm going into the piece with the, maybe I could do the dancers and the Maasai people at the same time. Have any questions right now, or even suggestions, feel free. All right. So as you can see, this is clean. Sitting that to the side. And I also want to clean my palette. If you want to save this to do something very unique with it before you throw it away, you can, and just get a new palette. And so that's exactly what I think I'm gonna do. Instead of wasting the paint, I'll use it on something else. So I'm just gonna sit that to the side and get something else. So I have my new palette here. I'm gonna keep this paper right here with the splotches on it and everything, so that if it's on the back of my piece, it's fine. And so right now, what I want to do is, I realize my glue was open. I like to roll it down so that it can keep its moisture and close it tight. And then I'm going to get my next two pieces. And what I want to do is sit both of them somewhat apart. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to do the Maasai people first. I'm going to use this circle, since it's open, just to make a sun, a simple sun. And how I'm going to achieve that is, I'm going to make a stencil once again with some pieces of cardboard. And what I'm going to do is make a curve from this circle, like so. All I need is two pieces of this cardboard. You know, any way you think quick and original that you can get it done, just do your best. And I might also use a stencil for the next piece. And so I have two pieces of cardboard, and I just want to cut one a little bit more straighter so that the seams can come together a little bit better. Let's look at it now. I think that's really good for what I'm trying to achieve. And I'm going to draw a circle right here in the center of the piece think that should be good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut those two halves out really quickly. All right, so I have one half here. And cut out the other side for your other half. That wasn't fitting really well, so I was thinking I had it upside down, but I guess I don't. All right, and so I have the Masai man coming out kind of like from the center. I have like a little gap here. Have them kind of even from the center, and I have a little gap here. So all I'm going to do with those two pieces is just kind of layer them over that. That's fine. And now what I want to do for that piece is I want black, and then I want orange, and then yellow. All right, so once again, we're going to water these colors down. Once again, the same process. I'm going to get my fan brush. I'm going to use the darkest color first, which is black. Doing the same technique. I actually want a little bit of red to peek through there, but however, I basically want most of the red to be gone.
Why do you want the red gone?
Because my background is red, and I
Uh-huh.
want to contrast with my sun. That's what I'm creating, the sun, and my sun is basically going to be orange and yellow. But however, the black can serve as a silhouette of the sun as well. Being that my whole background is like that red abstract that we started with last week. Okay, and so next week, even though I've just created some, it's like I created abstract on top of abstract by doing the first abstract background, and now I'm doing this stippling of the brush by just hitting the brush so that I get spots and everything. That's still abstract, and next week we're going to go ahead and paint the silhouettes in for our finished pieces. And I thought of some beautiful things I can add for accents. So I'm cleaning my brush. I think that should be a little black, a bit good for the black, even though I feel like I still see the red a lot, but it's okay. I don't want it completely gone. So I'm mixing up this orange, and this is not regular orange. It's like more of a fluorescent orange. I just really want it liquidy so that once I hit the brush and stipple it, it'll come off more easy. Yes, like in spots like so. And so the yellow is really what's going to make it pop. And so if I don't get this too messy, I can go ahead and use this for the dancers as well. I think that's good for my orange, and I'm going to go ahead and use my yellow. If you want to use some different tools to get different textures or anything, you know, feel free and share them with the class. Now I'm mixing up my last color, which is yellow. And since it's the lightest, that's why I had to clean my brush. I'm gonna go ahead and put that yellow in. I think I need a bit more, just a little bit more.
That's pretty like that. Woo.
Thank you. And so I'm going to quickly clean this palette. All right, that's clean. And while I cleaned that, that gave that, I mean, even though it's just, if it's just a couple of seconds, it gave it a little bit of drying time. And I'm gonna carefully pick these up and sit them to the side where I don't get paint beneath them because I want to use them again. Lift all that up. Now, as you can see, this is how this is looking. However, it's going to be totally different once we take our MSOON images up and actually paint the silhouettes down. So I'm going to put that to the side to dry. All right, so the last one we're going to do, which is the same process, are the dancers. And I'm going to sit this piece right back on top of here, centering out the people, leaving my lady in the center. And I'm going to go ahead and cover these two seams like that. And 1 second. Coming, young people. All right. All right. So all we need for this piece is white and white. I'm mixing the white to become liquidy and watery. We're gonna go ahead and do that piece the same way. So I just kind of did it on the side too, so I can get those big drips off. I want my stippling or my spots to be smaller. And so I was thinking earlier, I wanted to use a little bit of this silver glitter spray paint that I have. However, it has dried. It won't spray out of the top. So what I'm going to do is get, hopefully if I see some glitter glue, which I do, I'm gonna get this silver glitter glue. Open it up. Make sure it's squeezing out. And just put a couple of dollops in certain areas, kind of spaced out. All of that can be drying at the same time. All right, that's good enough. You might not be able to see it now. And I'm going to gently take this up. Once again, we won't be able to see our finished product until all of this stuff dries, because that's when I'm going to be able to take the silhouettes up. For the ground, I can go ahead and create something. I'm going to create an array of colors going across. So remember, I said I was going to use these colors. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly kind of just dip my brush in all of the colors from the darkest to the lightest. And brush across like so. All right, young people, I think that looks really good. Maybe I could smooth over here just a bit. I think I want a little bit more purple right here. All right. So we're gonna let that dry. And so far, these are the unfinished pieces that we have today. That we've done. We have the African dancers behind the moon, the Maasai warriors behind the black sun, and the elephants in the night scene behind the moon as well. And we're gonna catch back up with that next week, you all. You all have gained some inspiration from me doing those pieces. Anybody have anything to show or share?
Well, I told you I had this raffia
Yes, ma'am.
and I was trying to put it on here and I haven't pasted it. I haven't pasted it down, but I thought it looked good on the black. Oops, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Yeah, so I think I'll paste it down. Do I need to put a border on here, make it darker, or take the raffia and make it a border?
I'm not really sure. You know, you can braid raffia.
Yeah, oh, okay.
And let it hang like strings, like Mr. Running had on his piece. You can paint it. And so like if you want to use several different mediums to get the design that you're trying to do, feel free. So
Great.
far, your concept of what you seem to be doing looks really, really good.
Thank you.
Okay, keep up the good work.
Bye.
Anybody else have something they want to share? Any questions, suggestions? Anybody doing any of these paintings on cardboard?
Yes.
Okay. So once again, I hope you all have fun. And we're going to continue with this project. I guess that'll be part 4, because when we first started, we were doing the pieces with the brushes with like the feather and the trees and the ocean wave. And we'll continue this next week as far as with the silhouettes, so I can show you the finished product. And also you might want to see when a couple of these pieces are framed, just to see how good and finished it can really look. And don't forget that some of these beautiful pieces of artwork that you're using, you can give as gifts for this year. If you celebrate holidays and birthdays, that type of thing, or anniversaries. So, and you can give a gift to someone just for no reason at all, just to show that you're thinking about them, you love them, and to share your art with the world. All right. And so don't forget too, young people, that Fulton County is partnering with the Fulton Public Central Library that's downtown, and someone should be contacting you all to see if you want to exhibit any of your work at the library, the Central Library, and there will be a contract for you to see if they have all of the stipulations that will make you feel secure for them to be housing or exhibiting your artwork. And so I think it's a great opportunity for those who are interested. Any other questions, suggestions?
Good display. Thank you. Good. That was very helpful.
Okay, thank y'all so much. I love you. You
I
all
enjoyed the class and I've got some ideas I'm going to try.
Okay. And so just because I give you all some basic ideas doesn't mean that you can't take it 10 times further, or maybe it just inspired you in a whole total different way. So I'm really looking for you all to share your ideas and your creativity, due to the fact, especially since this is such a raw original class, like making something out of nothing, that we just come straight out of our mind, creating, trying to make treasures out of trash. All right. So thank you once again for joining me, Kimberlie Wright, your devoted teacher, and
Talented teacher.
thank you. I will see you all next week. Thanks for joining MSOON, making something out of nothing. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace and love, everybody.
Okay,